Well, let's talk about Stop the Planet of the Apes, I Want to Get Off, because that is truly iconic and, in my opinion, could be a genuine Broadway musical. And it's a shame that we're never going to get that as a result of Phil Hartman no longer being with us. But take us back to how did that all come together? Because I think in the commentary, Bill says, I went to the bathroom, came back, and it was already done, or something like that. So
that's basically it. It's like Bill had to, as I said, like we had to split duties because it was so never-ending amount of work. And so he was off doing something, and I was like, we'd run, usually a lot of times we'd have two rooms going, and I'd run one and he'd run the other.
Okay.
But this day he had to go record somebody or edit something, and so I was running the room. And we knew we wanted Troy to be in a musical or something. We knew it had to be some sort of special show within the show, but that was it. And then it was, I remember Steve Tompkins who said, "What if we did Planet of the Apes?" a musical, and there was a big pause where you couldn't tell if people were thinking either this is really stupid or it's really brilliant. But like I had learned learning from Mike and Alice, like you give something a chance, even if it sounds like the worst idea or dumbest idea in the world, give it at least like 20 minutes. And I was like, so like this could be really good or could be insane or both. And so we just started talking about it, and the ideas started to come. But there's a key moment, which is when David Cohen pitched the line, "I hate every ape I see from chimpanzee to chimpanzee," which I believe is not only the funniest Simpsons line ever, it's the funniest line ever uttered by a human. And that was like what was so great about the Simpsons room. And there could be not in this case, but there would be moments like we're trying to think of a funny sign or whatever. It'd be 20 minutes of silence and people in the room just going like this, like deep in thought. But once he pitched that line, it was so inspirational and funny that everybody got to the top of their game and were pitching funny things left and right. And so we mapped out and wrote the entire musical in like 2 to 3 hours that afternoon. And when Bill came back, I remember, or he remembers, people go like, "You got to hear this, you got to hear this, or hear this line." And it was like it was fully formed, and it just needed the like music. And it was like different people contributed different things that in other rooms people would have just shot down. Like George Meyer was like, "What if we do these vaudeville bits in between? Like, where can I play the piano? Why couldn't it before?" Which is just the hackiest. Literally, it's an old vaudeville style joke, but we're like, what if we work in these little vaudeville routines in between? Yeah, let's do that. What if we did the apes were breakdancing? Yeah, let's do that. Because part of it was also based on the cheesy musicals of a time, like Cats and that whatever that roller skating musical was.
Starlight Express, yeah.
That the super cheesy things, but it was just like it was a combination of like 5 different insane things that all really worked together. And people, that was a case where the room was inspiring each other, and it just like that was a rarity. But when it happened, great things came from it.
I'm so glad you said that, Josh, because I mean, and this is not to dismiss the expertise and the effort of the Simpsons writing staff, but I mean, there are some gags that feel like you can really see the effort that went into it. And
yeah, and it's that's the thing is too, I found always in writing that the best things are the things that just come to it. And you can feel when something is labored over, and it's just like, because comedy and jokes are such a weird subconscious or unconscious reaction to things. Like, I think it comes from a deep, weird impulse as opposed to some like really like laboring over it. And we always found like the things that were written quickest actually are the things that people like the best.
These feel like jokes that always existed. They were just sort of, floating around in the ether, and you just got to grab them. I mean, the fact that Dr. Zaius has the same amount of syllables as Amadeus, so you can just fold Rock Me Amadeus into that.
That was my pitch. That was my pitch because me and Bill and actually our friend Paul from News Radio, we were obsessed with that song when it came out, and we're always making jokes and just saying things like "Thank you, Amadeus" and stuff like that. So I just pitched that. I think I said "Thank you, Dr. Zaius," not even "Help me, Dr. Zaius." But then people were like, "Yeah, that's perfect for like the main song."
Did you? I always as a kid think watching this going, did they write a full musical and we'd only seen bits of it? Like, did you write full songs, or did what we saw is what you wrote?
the whole thing was written out. And at a certain point, I was like, wait a minute, let's get this and let's get that. And just like kind of, like you said, like they sort of came out of the ether. And there's a theory I have, like it's called like a joke radar. Is all jokes are out there. You just have to pinpoint it and find the right thing. And this was just a question of fitting the vaudeville routine with the breakdancing with Dr. Zayas and fitting it all together and saying this is going to work by God, and then it did.
And like Homer, I love legitimate theater. So the fact that it closes out with I love you, Dr. Zayas, like, oh, I think I've seen enough actual musical theater that sort of closes out with a line like that. So,
and that one is based more on more classic musicals like Oklahoma or whatever, where the two characters are, I love you. And it's just like, okay, so let's put that in.
So what you're saying is somewhere out there's a piece of paper or there's a script that has a full stop the Planet of the Apes want to get off script.
Yeah, it's whatever that rewrite was. It's like that's it. You could see from whatever the version was before. I don't even remember what was in its place, if it was a musical or what it was. But you would see it jumps from that to the entire musical. And I don't know that we changed any lines or ever from it. It all just fit in a perfect package. And also, I had never seen part of it. I think, to give myself some credit, is I had never seen Planet of the Apes, so I only knew the main things. So I wasn't my mind wasn't clouded with the whole movie and how are we going to parody the whole movie, because I only knew it was Earth all along. I only knew the Statue of Liberty. I only knew Charlton Heston was like a bad, overblown actor, and I knew Dr. Zayas and a couple other names. So I was happy to like ruin it because I hadn't seen it.
Because my daughter, she's just turned 5, but I sometimes put the Simpsons songs on in the car when we're listening. It's on Spotify now. And my daughter always asks, Zayas song. She loves it. Like, kids love the musical.
It's really happy. You don't have to know about the movie or anything. It's like a really happy, fun song.
Yeah.
It's also got my favorite joke, not necessarily the musical itself, but I mean, I laughed so much in this episode, but at the very end when Troy McClure's sort of giving his very self-serving speech and take a bow, sugar beet, and getting someone to say, Homer's like, down in front.
I love that joke. It's also like there's some things that are such good premises that then jokes come to them, like down in front and all that. And I love legitimate theater. It's just like it's such a meaty premise that you just want to come up with jokes for it.
I will say that it's funny that you said you hadn't seen Planet of the Apes, because I hadn't seen it as a kid either. So you can imagine my disappointment when I hired Planet of the Apes and it wasn't this musical.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say about a lot of Simpsons things, is they see the movie parody before they ever saw the movie. And that was similar for me of like my generation in reading Mad Magazine, where I know a lot of movies and TV shows from the 60s and 70s first from the Mad parody before I ever saw the actual thing.